Yo, we're back. Still talking about this Xbox One.
The One.
So now we're going to get into the hardware. We're going to get hardcore with the hardware. Who wants to jump in first or out?
I'm gonna go first.
Or out. Did you see that meme?
I saw it. That's why I brought it up. That was funny.
I'm gonna start with console nomenclature. It was to me it was unimpressive. It was very basic. It was kind of uninspiring versus what the device can do, what the console can do.
You feel like there's a disconnect there.
Right. I thought that I should have been able. I mean, let's be real. For all intents and purposes, it looks like a VCR.
Right.
All right.
And it looks like a modern redesign of that old school 80s to early 90s VCR.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
So,
with the Xbox 360, the latest version of the Xbox 360 influence on it.
Honestly, I would go with the first Xbox. I actually likened it more so only because it laid flat and wide across.
I'm talking about the color scheme of the black with the silver lining.
And it's got the checkered design too.
Yeah.
Right.
That's from the new one too, right?
Right. Outside of that, the Kinects I thought was awesome. The controller by far is probably my best. The best thing I can say, as far as the look of the device, matte in gloss, it's a love mixture with
depending on
those
the person.
Depending on the person, but since we're not holding and playing with this like
we
it's
don't know,
a
and
device,
we can't put the fingerprints on it. So
yeah,
right.
and honestly, no one will touch my Xbox One without gloves on. So that's just how I feel.
All right.
But the look of it, I'm satisfied with. I'm satisfied.
You're satisfied, but you want.
I expected more.
Okay.
I'm satisfied with it.
My design feelings on it is pretty much the same thing. When I first seen it, I thought of a computer. I mean, a VCR, and I thought of our cable boxes before we went with when Optimum decided to change their look. When Cablevision decided to change their look, where we had the burgundy box. Like that's what it got from
cable.
me. That's what it got from me. So
Wireless cable.
I was a little put off by that, but at the end of the day, if it's in my house, it's going to be tucked away anyway. Mm-hmm. All my consoles are tucked away.
Right.
So.
Okay. When I first saw it, I didn't really feel anything.
Right.
I did not like it,
mm-hmm.
but I didn't like, that looks crazy.
Right.
The first thing I thought was like, that looks like my Surface. The design cues on it look very similar to the Surface, the tablet.
Right.
Yeah, it's...
Right. And then as they showed it more, it was like, I'm digging this. Because it's a unification.
Right.
Microsoft don't make much hardware, but it's nice to see them keep the same theme going.
And don't get it twisted. I think it is relatively small. Because when they someone put the Xbox controller on top of it.
Really?
And it's like four. To me, it looked like it could be four of them, two by two.
Oh, so it's not that big.
I don't think it's that as big as we think it is.
Or
I could be completely wrong about
that.
Right.
Or the Xbox controller is bigger, which it actually is.
Is it a little bigger?
But it's slightly bigger. It's not Xbox One controller.
Oh no!
Right.
Oh god!
So
then you could kill somebody with
right.
That.
So it's fine.
So as time went on, the VCR joke got less and less funny.
Yeah.
Because you start to understand what this thing really was.
Right.
It replaces your set-top box. So when you understand the direction Microsoft is coming from, yes, you did point that out in our video. When you understand the direction they're coming from, this thing has to sit on someone's entertainment center and not be classified as something that does not belong. You get what I mean?
Right.
So your set-top box is gone. Somebody comes in your house. Yo, where's your cable? Oh, there it is. That's your cable box. Because it looks like a cable box.
It does.
And it acts like a cable box.
All right.
So it's kind of, but then I understand there's people that they want somebody to come into their room. This is Gamerz now.
Right.
and be like, oh, there it is. There's the Tony Stark Tower right there. Like, it's gotta look. There's gotta be lights everywhere, like gaming rigs.
Right.
That's what gamers like. They want
LED
blue lights all over. So
and-
I get that.
Right.
Which makes me excited to see what the PlayStation looks like.
I mean, let me tell you.
PlayStation looked. PlayStation has always looked good.
Yeah.
Even from the PlayStation 1.
1.
When we saw it, it was like.
It looked like a station.
What? Yeah, it looked like a station.
The controllers look like something from Star Wars. Like,
White and gray like a stormtrooper.
right.
You know? It's so,
Their cues weren't far off. I just want to point that out. That video that they showed, the blurry video, their cues, their design cues weren't far off from the Xbox.
Because the PlayStation is square.
It had a square look.
Right. And I believe that blurred whatever we saw, was it upright?
Standing up.
Yeah, it was standing up.
Every time they unveiled it, it's upright, except for the first PlayStation.
Right now, I hope there won't be any patent wars going on. But
Nah. We don't have to worry about that.
They gonna
worry
rock
about that.
Sony, Samsung, Apple. But all the way around, honestly, like I said, the controller looks awesome.
It does.
You know, I can accept the additional bulk because of the triggers, the feedback triggers. The Kinect sensor was uniform. All right, it went right in line with the.
It did, but it's an acquired taste. It's got that real modern square, just square.
It's just
that's all it is to it.
It begs you to sit in front of it and do something.
You know, there's a couple of memes on that too, right?
Really?
On the
what are they saying?
On the Kinect sitting on top of the box.
I haven't seen them.
On Xbox do something, and it was like, I'm afraid I can't let you do that, Dave. On some short circuit stuff.
I remember that movie.
They really need to leave the Xbox alone.
So they gotta get it.
But you know what's crazy? Did you see? Do you remember? What was it? Short Circuit, Johnny Five.
Yeah.
Did you remember his eyes?
That's part of the meme.
It really it looks like the Johnny Five eyes.
It's part of the
so
meme, man.
You get two of those and put them up on your TV,
right.
And there's this Johnny Five staring at you like it's
crazy. Let's think about it from a designer standpoint,
right?
That Xbox is it's an industry cutting in the bleeding edge industry design. Because anything that's modern right now, it's got very, very sharp, edges, very sleek. And if you notice, there's always like a mixture of matte. Take our phones. The matte stands for aluminum.
Right.
So replace the aluminum with that matte, and you get that different contrast that they go back and forth, and that's a very modern design thing to do.
Right. Well, it's very iPhone-ish. Yeah. I mean, you see what they did with the black 5.
Right. There's a contrast.
It's a contrast of matte and gloss to it.
Right.
So people are very attracted to that. All right. It's a very attractive, look.
It bothers me that we use the word attractive with advertising and electronics.
It's a very modern, eye-appealing look.
So the triggers, the triggers and the LBRB, they look very flush together. That might be a different feel.
All right, so here's the thing I gotta say right now about the triggers. I am eager to play a shooter on this next console right away.
Oh, I am too.
Because now this has its own life. It has its own life. With the vibration here, the possible hair triggering that we've already done in our other games.
Now you get the feel where the sweet spot is.
Feedback.
Right.
So instead of the controller vibrating, it vibrates from the trigger.
That's different.
Well, actually, it vibrates from both. The
way the pattern goes, they can control where the level is
going
to be
at.
Developers
can.
Right.
I think it's overkill to have it both.
No, the whole controller vibe. You play, let's say you play a Battlefield, the controller will vibrate. If a bomb goes off next to you, that controller is going to shake.
Right.
Not just the triggers, but if a bomb goes off and you're shooting, that trigger and the controller is going to go off.
I really think it's going to be programmed triggers for the shooter.
Right.
and then everything else as we already know it.
Right.
I
It's
can't wait.
proprietary.
I gotta feel it on Forza.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
One thing I gotta say is don't buy no AA batteries.
Oh no.
Well, you can't, right? Because the battery's in the controller now.
Well, they didn't
really
wasn't
specify.
specified.
But even
They
after,
said-
it looks like it's got a back that comes off.
right, they said it was
360 has a back that comes
Right,
up
okay.
too, where I can put batteries at.
right. They said it was more flush to make the holding of the controller.
Thinner, right.
Okay.
So I think they
You know what
kind
I'm
of
saying?
they ate inside the real estate.
Right. So
Okay.
you know, I think
Which is good for me because I prefer the wired controller.
You
Because
do.
remember, like I always had a wired controller because I can't stand the nudge on the back of the 360.
Right.
Like it, after playing for like 8 hours on end, these two fingers start to hurt.
He plays for the duration of my time at work. That's a gamer.
That's how you got to do it. So the design overall, I'm rocking out. You rocking out?
I like the design of the controller out of all three of them.
Okay.
I think the first Kinect looks better than the second one.
Mm-hmm.
It just needed a revision to make it feel a little bit slimmer and everything. They made the slim revision to the next one,
But they made it more.
but it's a little bit more squares for me.
Okay.
I prefer the curve.
It's boxy.
You rocking out?
I'm rocking out.
Again, once it's in the house,
So that's it.
Yeah. Who cares?
I just want to do this.
People owned GameCubes. I just want to say that. There was
Yeah,
nothing that looked
Shout out
good
to
about a
Ouya.
GameCube.
shout out to Ouya.
Yeah.
Nintendo 64 is ugly too.
Yeah, but Nintendo 64 worked.
Shit was ugly.
But it worked. GoldenEye.
Shit.
Design. That's all we got for design, no?
Like, I don't know what's add to that shit.